So this video is just going to quickly run through some of the structure and terms you'll find in the Presbyterian Church in Canada. So the first thing we'll look at is the congregation. Now this is probably what most people think of when we refer to the church, and this is the people in a particular place who gather together for Christian worship, instruction, fellowship, and work. The congregation is made up of people who can be either members or adherents. There'll be periodic congregational meetings to approve major things where all members will be asked to vote, and this will be to approve things like the budget and some staff. So, for example, when a new minister is appointed. The members of the congregation also vote to elect elders, who are then ordained and make up the session. The next thing we'll talk about is the session, and this is kind of like the board for the church. It oversees the mission, worship and stewardship and pastoral care of the congregation. The session is made up of locally elected elders and the minister, or ministers if you're in a church that has multiple ministers in placement. The session meets monthly, though this will change from church to church, and there might be additional meetings or breaks over summer. And the session is represented at presbytery by the minister as well as an appointed elder. So next we'll talk about the presbytery. The presbytery provides oversight and support to congregations within a region. Ministers in the church are actually responsible and accountable to the presbytery. The presbytery is made up of ministers as well as elders from each congregation, and there's generally going to be an equal number of each. Like the session, the presbytery generally meets monthly, though this could change from presbytery to presbytery and depending on the time of the year. There are 45 presbyteries in Canada, and at Knox we are part of the Brampton Presbytery. The next court we'll talk about is the synod. A synod is made up of several presbyteries and essentially supervises them. A synod is made up of ministers and elders who are appointed by and from the presbyteries within that synod, and these folk are appointed for a single year. The synod will have one meeting per year, and there are 8 synods within the Presbyterian Church in Canada. And we are part of the Synod of Central, Northeastern Ontario and Bermuda. The last court we'll talk about is the General Assembly. The General Assembly is the national body that has responsibility in matters of theology and polity, with polity being our governance structures. The General Assembly has oversight over national agencies like Presbyterian World Service and Development, and also maintains our relationships with other churches. Just like synods, the General Assembly is made up of ministers and elders who are appointed by and from presbyteries from all over Canada. And just like the synod, these people are appointed for a single year. And normally the assembly will meet once per year. And so there you go. And if you want to know more, the best place to go is the Presbyterian Church website, that is just presbyterian.ca.